Hello class. In this video, I'd like to go over the course materials with you so that if you have any questions, maybe I can answer them here, or if you have more questions, you can get in touch with me. All right, so we will be using the business law textbook that you used in Business 12A if you've taken it recently. All right, that book, the title is Business Law, Texts and Cases by Clarkson, and we use the 14th edition. We are using the 14th edition here at PCC. All right, now, in addition to that text, you will also need to have MindTap, which is an electronic curriculum that I mentioned to you previously. All right, now, I want to show you MindTap in this video and show you how to access it and also tell you your options for purchase of it. All right, so once you go into Canvas, find the course. All right, I'm going to open it up here. Oops, come on, open up. It's trying to open up. All right, and it will take you then to modules. All right, now in modules, go to the first, second, third week, okay? You will see then, I got to scroll down a bit, that each week we have a reading assignment. It is indicated here in the second position usually, all right? There's a link and it tells you what chapter you're going to be linked to. So once you click on this link, all right, it will take you out to MindTap, which I have on a different screen just to save us some time here regarding the loading, all right? And what I have done is I am opened up into the view by chapter, all right? It may not come up this way initially for you. It may come up to you this way, and I'm sorry you cannot see all of this, but you can see the tail end, week one by week, week one, week two. All right, so if I open week one, you will see essentially some of the same information. All right, it outlines for you there very clearly the assignments for that week and the day they are due. All right, so that's a handy way to just check every day what kind of work is due. Now, I want to show you more fully though what MindTap contains. So I'm going to go back to the outline view, which shows you by chapter the textbook and MindTap integrated together. All right, so I've opened it already to chapter 36, and I want you to see what you'll get when you open up chapter 36 in the electronic version of the textbook. You will see the actual chapter, all of the contents that you would see in the hard copy book. Let's see if it's going to cooperate. A little better. It's coming in. All right, so we are on the front page of the chapter. I know you can only see the title here, Small Businesses and Franchises, but you can see up here in the left-hand corner, it says chapter 36. There's another indication it's chapter 36, but it's off the screen right now. And what's nice about this, the electronic book, is that you have every section in this outline. And you see how it's hyperlinked. You can go straight to the section that you need to read. All right. This is helpful when you're doing an assignment. It might be helpful when you're reviewing. I generally suggest that you read the chapter through at least once. And if you find that there's some topics that were a little bit fuzzy the first time, then you can go back and very easily find it through the index. All right. If you're familiar with the textbook from 12A, you'll notice here at the end, you have the review problem, the reviewing problem, you have a list of terms and concepts, and then you have all the different problems. I use these problems mostly for illustration in our course, all right? So you will see some of those throughout the semester. All right, now I want to show you, I'm going to go back. Let me see if I can do that. Close out of the textbook, all right, and take you back to the learning path, all right? So you can see with chapter 36 that where we were, that there are two assignments, okay, two assignments from MindTap, a worksheet and the apply brief hypotheticals which is an assignment, kind of a multiple choice assignment. All right, it has you apply the concepts that we're learning. All right, I'm going a little slower in the beginning, so there's only 2 assignments for this first chapter. But if you go take a quick look at chapter 37, you'll see probably a more robust review of the chapter. It's a longer chapter as well. And generally, I give 2 worksheets. Try to keep it to 2 worksheets. Have the apply brief hypothetical. I generally choose that assignment for each chapter. And for each chapter, maybe 90-95% of the time, we'll do a case problem analysis. All right, now, it's a lot of work. I understand that. And so I try to give you some support. So how do I support you? Well, as part of my lecture overview of the chapter, I will also do with you, and I'm going to record it this semester, the case problem analysis. All right. Now this problem is one hypothetical problem very closely parallel to many of the problems you'll see at the end of the chapter. And what they have you do is to read a short hypothetical. Maybe I'll just open this and show you if I can get it open quickly enough. Show you the paragraph and then ask you some questions about it. All right. Some of those questions are just factual. What happened in the hypothetical? Some of the questions are just legal. What's the law on this topic of partnership? All right. And then the last questions are the last set of questions will be about application of the law. All right. I think my internet connection's a little slow right now, so it's not able to call up the question so I can show you really well, but you can explore a bit on your own and get a sense of what it is. All right. And we'll do, of course, we'll do the problem together online. All right, so that should help you in terms of what MindTap is. Now, what are your choices in terms of purchase? Well, if you already have the textbook, then all you need is MindTap. Then there are 2 possibilities. You can just buy Cengage Unlimited, which is a flat fee for available, a flat fee service available from Cengage, which gives you access not only to this MindTap for our course, but to all other Cengage textbooks that are used on the PCC campus. All right. So if you're taking an econ class or a psych class that uses a Cengage book, you will have access through Cengage Unlimited. Now, if you do not need the full access to all the books used on the PCC campus and you just want to buy MindTap for business law, you are also able to do that. Again, you can buy that from Cengage too. And those 2 will be offered to you through Canvas when you first sign on to Canvas. Please remember, you have a 2 to 3 week free trial, so you don't need to purchase something right away. You can actually try it out and decide whether or not you need a hard copy book. All right. To get a hard copy book, if you don't already have one, along with Cengage Unlimited, you can rent, I believe, for $7.99 a copy of the textbook. All right. Now, if you'd rather have your own textbook, a hard copy book, then I suggest you look at the bundle. The bundle is available in the bookstore. It costs, I don't know, maybe $30 more than Cengage Unlimited, which I believe costs $120. Okay. So in the bookstore, you can buy the bundle, what we call the bundle, which is the textbook. It's a loose leaf textbook plus the MindTap access. All right. So those are your options. All right. The bundle in the bookstore or some variation off of Cengage Unlimited, which will give you electronic access to the electronic textbook as well as MindTap. All right. If you have some questions about your options and you need to talk about it with me, please get in touch as soon as you can. All right. I'd like you to have your materials all settled in this first week or so that you do not get behind. All right. All right. Then I will finish off. If you do have questions, like I said earlier, please get in touch.